And we have a caller on line 1, Julie from Nebraska. Go ahead, Julie.
Thank you so much for taking my call. I just have a quick question I'm hoping you can help me with. I've never had to use a babysitter before, but next week I have to go out of town for the entire weekend. I don't have any family in the area, and I haven't had time to make any friends. I keep finding references for some guy, and they all say he is completely trustworthy, but I'm terrified of leaving my 6-year-old daughter with a total stranger. Do you have any advice for me?
Thank you for calling, Julie. And that's an excellent question. First of all, I'm glad you're being so careful with who you trust with your child. And you're absolutely right. You wouldn't want to leave a 6-year-old with just anyone. Now, you said you've been finding positive references for someone, and that's a great start. But let me ask you, are the references from people who have actually met this man?
Well, they all said they know him personally, but have never actually met him face to face. But all of them talk with him every day.
That's kind of odd. Do they talk with him on Skype, on the phone, or how?
No, they said they communicate with him telepathically, and he is perfect, and...
Telepathically?
Yeah.
Julie, I have to ask you, doesn't that strike you as a bit odd?
Well, maybe, but I don't know that I have any other option.
I understand your frustration. Have you run any sort of a background check on this mystery guy?
Actually, here's the thing. The people who said that they talk with him every day...
Telepathically?
Yes, telepathically. The ones who said they talk with him every day showed me a bunch of written reports of what he's done in the past.
Okay, that could be helpful, as long as we can verify those reports are true. Have you done that?
Well, I'm not sure how. I wish I could talk with him myself, like in person or at least on the phone. I'm not so sure mental telepathy is a reliable form of communication.
I would have to agree with you there. Julie, I've been saving a surprise for both you and our listening audience. I actually have this babysitter with us streaming from a remote location, and what we'll do is read some of the reports about his past activities with children and let him speak for himself. Bob, let's start with a short introduction. Please tell our listeners who you are and a little bit about your history with children.
Thank you, Trot. My name is Bob, and I love children. My son said so. In the book called Matthew, chapter 18 and verse 10, my son said this, "See that you do not despise one of these little ones, for I say to you that their angels in heaven continually see the face of my Father," that's me, "who is in heaven."
Now, I don't mean for this to sound rude, but is your son available to confirm he actually said this?
Yes, he is. Just ask him yourself.
And how would I do that?
Telepathically, of course. Just have faith that what you hear in your head and the feelings you get are really him. Remember that if you don't have faith that it's really him, I will not be pleased and it will not go well for you.
I'll overlook that implied threat for the time being, and we'll just assume he really said that.
No, don't assume, believe.
Okay, let's say I believe he said that. I'm glad he told people to not hate children, and I'm glad that the vast majority of people on Earth already don't hate children. But that doesn't set either him or you apart from anyone else, does it?
The angels. He said the children have angels in heaven, and they constantly see my face.
Interesting. Are these guardian angels?
Yes, of course. I send an angel to watch over every single child on Earth, and they will keep Julie's little girl safe from harm.
Well, that's comforting. But I wonder, if the angels are up in heaven staring at you instead of down on earth staring at the children they are supposed to be protecting. Actually, never mind. That explains a lot. Let's move on. We have here the past reports of your dealings with children. Now, while we don't have any way to confirm these stories are true, that can wait. First, let's see what they say. But before we do, let me ask you if you agree that these reports are true.
Not only are they true, but I wrote them myself.
Wait. You wrote them?
Well, not personally. Lots of other people did the writing. I just told them what to say.
I don't think that's quite...
No. I know what you're thinking. The parts that say what I did in the past are actual historical accounts.
Okay. I'll give you that for now. Let's see what they say. Here in Proverbs 22:15 it says this: "Foolishness is bound up in the heart of a child. The rod of discipline will remove it far from him."
No. Hang on there. That's not history. That's one of the things I told them to write.
Well, that actually makes it even worse. Aren't you basically saying children are bad and beating them is the only way to drive the wickedness from their hearts?
No, that is not what that means. We all know children do foolish things, which means they are both broken and twisted by sin, and firm discipline is the only way to fix them. But come on now, this is supposed to be about my history, not what I told other people to say.
Right, but isn't what someone says a window into the kind of person they are? We'll move on to your history, but I want to throw one other thing out there. In Exodus 20:4-6, someone recorded these words attributed to you. "You shall not make for yourself an image in the form of anything in heaven above, or on the earth beneath, or in the waters below. You shall not bow down to them or worship them. For I, the Lord your God, am a jealous God, punishing the children for the sin of the parents to the third and fourth generation of those who hate me, but showing love to 1,000 generations of those who love me and keep my commandments." How would you respond to that?
It's for the greater good. People who worship other stuff are wicked, and I get so jealous that it fills me with rage. I mean, if I didn't stop people from worshiping idols, I would be forced to throw everyone on earth into my eternal torture chamber. So I said that for their own good.
Even if that were somehow reasonable, you said here that you punish the children for the sins of the parents. And not just them, but their children, their grandchildren, their great-grandchildren. This does not paint a very good picture of your dealings with children. If you strike out against innocent kids because their parents made you mad.
If you keep misrepresenting me like this, I just might have to strike you down. And your kids, and their kids, But you do know my very nature is love, and that is why I am sparing you today, right?
Right. Well, one last thing before we go. The remote studio where you are right now is equipped with cutting-edge technology that has been sifting through your fantasies as we spoke. And while everyone has fantasies on which they never even consider acting, the fantasies our AI has chosen have markers pointing back to things that you have done in the past, at least according to the Bible. Let's take a look.
Wow.
conclusion. Should you trust your children with God? And should you ask them to trust Him with their lives and unquestionably obey everything He says? Until next time, this is Trot Fox, encouraging you to embrace truth over tradition. Be sure to like, subscribe, and share this video.